Give it a double column spread on the top of page 6. Mr. J.G. Reader, famous government investigator, has been called in by the Home Office to deal with the epidemic of forgeries. Mr. Reader's hobbies are crime and poultry.
The very integrity of Bank of England issues is being undermined, Mr. Reader. Almost daily the police bring in some insignificant agent, but...
Oh, quite. We are lopping off the branches, but the root remains. Find that and you have found everything.
But you can't. No one will talk, they tell me.
Oh, they talk, Sir John, but only among themselves. Generally in prison.
Well, that's no use to us.
I had thought of installing a microphone.
Impossible. You must know that.
I mean a human microphone. Suppose that a man for whom I can vouch would agree to pass a spurious note, agree to serve in full any sentence that might be inflicted on him, agree to listen.
He could expect no assistance from us, no mitigation, nothing. You realize that?
Oh, quite. And only in case of dire necessity would he communicate with you, and you alone.
But can you get such a man?
Oh, I have such a man. Young Gray of the Foreign Office. I think you know his father. He used to command the Queen's Bays. The boy is waiting outside.
Oh, let's have him in.
Come, Johnny.
How do you do, sir?
So, young man, you want to join the special branch, do you?
Yes, sir.
Married?
Not yet, sir.
Prefer to do your scrapping at our expense. You won't earn much.
Well, fortunately, that doesn't matter, sir. You see, I want to do something. I'm tired of office routine.
Well, why come to us?
Well, sir, I always wanted to get into the Secret Service.
I know. Beautiful women spies, hair-raising adventures every so often. On the thanks of a grateful country, not so often.
Oh, no, sir,
Oh, you think it's all mysterious and romantic, but it isn't. It's drudgery and routine and danger.
Yes, sir.
And if you get into trouble, your grateful country will leave you to stew in your own juice.
Gray, your work will lead you into places you never dreamed of in your worst nightmare. Your friends may turn you down. You may even temporarily have to place yourself outside the protection of the law.
I see, sir. What do I do?
3 things. Keep your eyes open, keep your ears open, and keep your mouth shut.
I think I can do that, sir. Well, Mr. Reader, when do I start?
My boy, you started.
Heading: Laboratory Supervisors report to Commissioner. Full stop. Paragraph: Our tests have shown that all the notes came from one source, as the paper is identical in every case, and probably imported, because it is of a texture that is completely different from any we have examined before.
From exhaustive tests we have carried out on them, we find that all G12 series of notes are forgeries.
Notify all banks, exchanges, post offices that G12 5s are forgeries. Also, circulate that list of suspects to all detective inspectors with instructions to have them shadowed.
Very good, sir.
What's the French franc today?
141, monsieur. 142.
No, well, give me 50 pounds, that's it.
Going abroad, monsieur?
Yes. Well, 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 if it isn't Detective Barker, the pride of Hendon.
Johnny. And a Detective Inspector Barker to you now, if you please.
Well done. Barker, the bane of the bandit, eh?
Yes. Thieves tremble and criminals cower.
I'll bet they do.
Just as well you're not clever enough to be dishonest, Johnny, or you'd flee from me.
Here are your francs, monsieur.
Oh, thanks very much. Well, as a matter of fact, I must flee now. I've got a date.
All right, no speeding.
Goodbye.
Cheerio.
He's your man?
Are you sure?
Positive. Forgeries, every one of them. I've checked every number.
Right.
so glad you're here.
Not half as glad as I am. Now, if you sit down here and close your eyes, something very nice might happen to you. Your birthday present.
Oh, my birthday's weeks away.
Yes, I know, but I wanted you to have it now.
Johnny, it's beautiful. You couldn't have given me anything that I would have liked better.
Oh, Claire, remind me when I come back to tell you I love you, will you?
Will you come back? Are you going away?
Yes, I may have to.
Don't be mysterious, Johnny. Where are you going to?
I can't tell you that, but I may be away a very long time.
Are you serious?
Yes, I am. I know it sounds selfish, Claire, but do you suppose no matter what happened, you could still remember what I just said?
I think I could. Oh, there's Daddy.
Nice to see you, Johnny.
How are you, Peter?
How are you? I say, what's all this?
A present from Johnny.
Oh.
Look, I want to change, so I'll leave you to have a think.
All right, my dear. Tell Barney to mix one of his specials, will you?
Yes, I will.
Seems but yesterday she was a child. Now she's grown into everything I hoped for. Oh, a grand girl, eh, Johnny?
You're not far wrong, Peter.
Hello, Barker. What are you doing here?
Sorry to butt in, Peter. I want Johnny Gray to come back to the yard with me.
What's wrong?
Just a few questions I want to ask you privately. Coming, Johnny?
Is that an order or an invitation?
Well, there's RSVP on it.
Johnny, what have you been up to?
Oh, it's nothing. I expect it's another of Barker's mistakes.
Is there anything I can do?
No, thanks awfully, Peter. I think I can manage myself. You might explain to Claire.
Explain.
What? Coming, Johnny?
Will you take him for me, Peter?
All right.
There's been a further arrest in connection with the big printer activities.
You must learn that the passing of counterfeit notes is a most serious offense, and for that offense you will be sent to penal servitude for 3 years.
You come here to do your sentence. If you maintain order and discipline, you'll be released on license with a quarter of your sentence to run. You can do it rough or smooth. I don't care.
I don't understand you, sir.
Well, you can behave yourself or you needn't behave yourself. We can deal with you either way.
Take him away. Gentlemen, you move on.
Come on, break it up.
Hurry up.
Ain't we lucky, eh? Here we are out in the beautiful sun, having a nice little conversation and seeing plenty of life.
Life?
Yes. Don't you break your heart, Johnny. Think of all them two blokes, cooped up in the city smoke. You and I, rent-free on the English Riviera. Look out, here comes unconscious.
What do you think you're doing?
Making crazy pavement, sir.
I mean you was talking.
Me, sir? Talking, sir? Not me, sir.
Get up. Now then, what was it?
What was what, sir?
What were you saying about me?
I admit I did say something about you, sir. I was telling my mate that you were the best screw in the place, and I said you had heart of gold.
That's enough of that. Get back. Get back to your work. Any more from you, and I'll have you up in front of the governor.
Must have been wrong. How many going out today?
10, I heard.
10? Blimey, one more, they'd have a cricket team. And what an old school tie.
Yeah. Old leg's one of them.
Yes. Don't worry. I'll get him.
And get another leggy.
Maybe. But not for bashing a screw this time, and not for passing slide like you.
I was framed.
Oh, of course, I was forgetting you was framed, wasn't you? Like everybody else in here. In fact, I'm the only guilty man in stir. It's what the governor says. Kennedy says, I'm proud to meet a guilty man what isn't the victim of circumstance. Framed.
I'm waiting for my father. He's coming out this morning.
What name?
Emmanuel Lake.
You better wait in the car.
That's old Leg's car.
Come on here, get on with your work. Now, get him on there. Come on, hurry up.
Cut his throat, let's go.
That's your car?
Yes, and my son. He hasn't forgotten me.
There's the old man.
Well, goodbye, Leg. Good luck. Good luck, her. If we'd good luck, what do you screws do for a living, eh? You've had me for 12 years. You'd like me for life. I lost you.
Save it, Leg. Save it for the park on Sunday morning.
You?
Oh, it's Mr. Fenner. Pity I can't take you with me, but I shall be drinking to have some friends tonight in Piccadilly.
Hey, now, you fool, you're off. Come on, Leg. Haven't you had enough?
It's him. It's Jeff Legg, the big printer.
The big printer?
Biggest printer snide in this country.
Now then, get going.
I'll get him and his own man one day.
Where did he print his snide?
Ask me another. Jeff Legg's no mug.
Then you don't really know Jeff is the big printer.
Don't I? I know plenty. Listen, it was the Legg that hired me to do a job because I could bust a safe open better than anyone in this country. And then they framed me. Dirty rats. I'll get them for it.
Here's a letter for you, Gray. Goodbye. Good luck. Thanks.
We didn't have too bad a time, I hope, sir.
We had a hell of a time, Hodnett.
His Majesty's servants have taken great care of our suit while we've been away. Cigarette, sir?
I hope this won't upset you.
Not bad news, I hope, sir.
Miss Kane is going to be married. Major Floyd. Floyd. Do you know any Floyds, Hodnett?
No, not offhand, sir.
A real good fellow who will make her happy.
When you look at the kind of husbands honest gentlemen make, sir, you wouldn't think that ladies would object to a little matter of time.
Thank you, Hodnett.
Shall we be lunching at home today, sir?
No, I'm going straight to the Canes.
Hadn't we better change our suit?
Why should we, Hodnett?
Well, sir, one might detect a whiff of Dartmoor camphor.
Have you ever been in love, Hodnett?
Only once, sir, with a Spanish dancer in Manchester.
Johnny,
Peter.
when did you get back?
This morning. 6 months remission for charming behavior.
Had a rotten time.
Oh, pretty rotten.
But any sympathy with me is wasted. Personally, I prefer Dartmoor to Parkhurst. You learn more there.
And how's Claire?
Johnny, didn't you get my letter?
Yes, Peter, I did, and I appreciate it. But before she marries, I would like to say that...
Johnny, Claire was married this morning, quietly.
Claire married? Oh, I understand. You can't turn a ticket of leave into a marriage license.
I don't think any the worse of you for that.
I see. Where is she now?
Upstairs. They're going away on their honeymoon.
Yes, of course. Well, I won't embarrass her by seeing her, but I would like to write her a note. Do you mind?
No, Johnny, do try and understand. It was her future, her happiness that was at stake. I couldn't risk that.
I'll say. Excuse me, boss. Look who's here. Says he must see you. Shall I dot him one?
No, show him in the library.
Right, boss. He says he'll see you in the library.
You're a dirty double-crosser.
I wouldn't shop my worst enemy, Leg, and you know it.
I don't know what you do to your worst enemy, Kane, but I know what you did to me. I spent 12 years in hell. I had no nice cigar, saw no spring flowers, had no flunky to wait on me, and no comfortable library. But I forget. You've never been in stir, have you, Kane?
What is the point of all this, Leg?
The point? You leave your pal in the lurch and get away yourself, drop a few hundred to the business, and there you are. That's how it's done, ain't it, Kane?
I won't argue with you.
You can't. This house wasn't bought for nothing. What's the half of 200,000, Peter?
If you mean the ship job, we got 120,000.
That's your story.
And I paid 60,000 into your account the day you went down.
The newspaper said you cleaned up $1 million.
$1 million. Always a news headline. Lock that door, Barney, and keep it locked.
Still got old Barney, I see. Has he reformed, too? That's the word, ain't it? Reformed.
Barney's running straight, if that's what you mean. Whiskey?
No, thanks. I've got out of the habit. You do after 12 years. Well, Peter, what about that 40,000?
Are you trying to put the black on me?
Blackmail? Listen, Peter. There's honor among thieves. I only want what's fair. And besides, what's 40,000 to you?
I paid you your share, and you don't get another penny.
So that's the way, is it? Very well, I swore I'd get you, Peter Kane, and I have got you. Better perhaps than you know. Your daughter was married today, wasn't she? Married a big swell. The retired broker's daughter. What does she know of the past?
You leave Claire and her husband out of this. This is a matter between you and me.
Was 12 years ago, but there are others in it today. What's that they say about the sins of the fathers? Cain, I'll get you through your daughter. All right, I'm going. All right, get your hands off me, you rat.
Listen, Leg. My girl's got her chance of happiness. You take it from her and I'll kill you. You're an old man, afraid of death. I can see it in your eyes. Remember, I'm afraid of nothing, and I've nothing to lose. Now, get out.
Well, what an old basket.
Johnny.
Claire. I didn't mean to butt in, Claire, but
When did you get back?
this morning.
Was it very bad?
Oh, in Dartmoor, you get out of the habit of being sorry for yourself. I see you're still wearing it.
I always do. I never stop thinking about you, never. I thought I'd write. But it's too late now.
Are you happy, Claire?
Why, yes, of course. A bride's supposed to be happy, isn't she?
Supposed. Do you love him, Claire?
Sometimes there's more in marriage than love. Johnny, why didn't you trust me enough to tell me everything? I would have understood. But just to walk out of my life as you did and leave me to try and forget. And then Geoffrey came along. I liked him. I respected him. He's a grand person, Johnny. The kind of man any girl would be proud of.
There's more in marriage than pride, Claire.
Claire!
That's my husband. I'd like you to meet him. Maybe you'll understand better then.
Claire! Claire!
Here, Jeff.
Oh, I've been looking for you everywhere. Look here, we better not be too long. I've got the luggage packed.
Geoffrey, I want you to meet Captain Gray. You've heard me speak of him.
Oh, yes. How do you do, Captain Gray?
How do you do?
It's some time since you've seen Claire, isn't it?
I'll go and say goodbye to Daddy.
Quite some time. So you're an Australian, Major Floyd?
I am.
Wonderful country, Australia.
Yes. I understand you're just back from South Africa.
Yes.
Big game hunting?
The biggest.
Did you have any trouble with the natives?
In the part of the country where I was, they tame the natives. You know, Major Floyd, you've married a very wonderful girl.
Yes, I think we can agree upon that point.
And I'd go a long way to help her. A long way. Even back to South Africa.
That's very generous of you. I'm sure she'd be grateful. Well, sir, I'm afraid we'll have to be going.
Yes, where's Barney? He should have your luggage on by now.
Last time I saw him, he was keeping up his spirits.
Or putting down mine, I expect. Come along, let's have a drink before you
Well,
go.
that's a good idea.
Johnny, you'll join us?
Hey, are you?
We'll have to shove this round the front. Blimey, it's a wonder they don't take the grand piano.
What, more?
It's a good job they're not taking you, miss. You'd have to sit on the radiator.
Goodbye, Claire.
Goodbye, Johnny. Goodbye, Daddy.
Bye, dear.
Look after her, Jeff.
I will.
I've got a lovely scotch, just put you right. Come on.
Just a minute, Peter. Like a shoulder to cry on?
Who are you?
Gray's the name. Another friend of Major Floyd's. You must have been very fond of your mistress. Come on, dry the tears. Accidents, I mean marriages, will happen even in the best regulated families.
If you don't mind, Mr. Gray, I have to tidy up.
May I help?
I'd rather you didn't.
I've quite a way with, undies, really.
So what?
Was her trousseau pretty?
I really didn't notice.
Doubtless the Major will.
So what are you getting at?
What's the graft, Lila?
How do you know my name?
This would cover what I don't know. I know plenty.
Oh, so you're Mr. Wise Guy in person, huh? You talk plenty. We'll cut the mystery and spill it. What's your game?
Your game's nosing the house for Jeff Legg. Is that straight enough?
Jeff? You're doing the nosing around here. I don't know any legs. Straight or crooked.
Now listen, little one. I know you, and I know why the tears. Floyd, or Legg, call him what you like, has run off with another woman, and you're feeling rather blue, aren't you? He didn't have to marry you by any chance, did he?
What exactly do you mean by that?
Mr. J.G. Reader might be able to explain.
So you're a copper's narc, are you?
It's what you are that's of importance.
Well, who tipped you off?
You're a bad actress, Lila. I saw the way you looked at him when he left, and I happen to know the feeling.
Well, what are you going to do? Squeal to Cain?
I don't want to see Peter hanged.
Hanged? Do you mean he'd kill Jeff?
He most certainly would. Now tell me where Jeff's taken her. Come on.
I don't know.
Come on.
I won't tell you.
Listen, if Peter doesn't kill him, I will. Unless I get there in time to...
It's all right. Carlton Hotel.
Thanks.
These are nice, boss.
Have one, sir.
Thanks, boss. Barney, I wonder... You wonder what, sir?
What did he mean? The sins of the fathers.
I don't know. This Major Floyd's on the level, ain't he?
Get me Australia House on the phone. Ask for information.
Right, boss.
Hello, Barney. Old Leg's gone, isn't he?
Yes.
How'd he get back to town?
Train, I suppose.
We must have caught the 3:30. I've just got time to make it.
Hello? Hello? Is that Australia House? Australia...
You know what I'm talking about. Your little scheme's been discovered.
Scheme? What do you mean?
You're getting even with Peter. Well, get even with him by all means, but try some other way.
She married my son of her own free will, didn't she? There's no law against that, is there?
The less you talk about law, the better. You're sending Claire home tonight.
What? Part the happy bride and bridegroom?
Now look here, Legg. You send Claire home tonight or I talk. I know and you know I know that Jeff Legg and the big printer are one and the same. Reader knows it too. You think he's a fool, that's only a pose. All he needs is the proof that I can give him.
It'll take a better brain than readers to bust our scheme, you dirty squealer.
I'm not concerned with your scheme. I'm only concerned with Claire.
Yes, we can talk about that even, but we're on too good a racket to quit. Why don't you join us? Here, look at this. Is it snide or genuine? Wouldn't you rather be with us than outside, eh? Beautiful, isn't it? Work of art. Here, look. Look at that watermark.
Squeaky toys, sixpence each, squeaky toys. Only sixpence for the little squeaker. Squeaky toys. Sixpence each, squeaky toys. Good afternoon, lady. How about a squeaky toy? Only sixpence each. Take whichever one you like. Swallow the duck. Jumbo the elephant. Squeaky toys. What one for the babies then? Arm in being prepared. Go to hell. Whatever you say, my lord.
Club. Reserve a private room in the name of Johnny Gray, will you? For tonight. Yes, for 2. 9 o'clock.
We'll go to Paris, Budapest, and I don't know, maybe we'll have a week in Prague. You're not bored, are you?
course not, Jeff.
Well, then come on, darling. Have a drink and cheer up.
Not another, Jeff.
You're not very responsive for a young bride, are you?
Please, Jeff.
Here, you just imagine I'm Johnny Gray. That'd make a difference, wouldn't
You're
it?
drunk. Perhaps that excuses you.
You're a bit fussy for an old lag's daughter, aren't you?
An old lag's daughter? What do you mean?
That's what I said, an old lag's daughter. A criminal, a safe-buster. Yes, and one who couldn't even play straight with his own pals.
Jeff, you're joking.
Well, you may see the joke, I don't. How do you think he made his pile?
He's a broker.
Broker, huh? The only thing he broke were other people's safes. Now, look here. Old man Kane was a bank robber until 12 years ago when he did a job with my father and squeaked on him.
Squeaked?
Oh, cut out the innocent stuff. My father got 12 years and yours got away with $1 million. But, we're getting even with him now, aren't we, darling, huh?
You mean you married me to... You can't, Jeff. You don't know what you're saying.
No, don't I? Now, look here. I married you as part of a plan to get even with him, you see? Yes, and you can tell him. And Johnny Gray, if you like, that I'm Jeff Legg. What the devil do you want?
Someone rang, sir.
Well, it wasn't me. Get out.
Indeed, sir, I meant no harm.
Get out.
Will not be spoken to like that. Made of this sweet I am, with references from all my employers.
You don't do it like I tell you, I'll report you. Now, do you hear what I say? Get out.
I will not be spoken to like that. Ringing the bell, fetching me upstairs. You will hear more of this. You will believe me. I will report you to someone.
There. Jack, come on, open this door, Claire. Open this door. Do you hear what I say? Come on, Claire, open it. Do you mind asking the manager if I could have another set of keys?
Why, certainly, sir.
Come the right place, Mr. I think
Butch didn't catch on the idea, see? So I says to him, you can't muscle in on my racket. Scram out of here.
And did he scram?
Well, sort of.
They got nothing on you, have they, big boy?
What you got there, son?
Present for the nipper. He's fair scatty over trades. I expect you are too, eh?
No, they're kid things. I'm a gangster, I am.
Here, you better answer that list, or the governor will make you scram.
The governor? Well, aiming at me just like that. And that's the governor.
What do you think of him, the saucy pug? It gets worse.
Bit quiet tonight, Dave?
All the husbands must be taking their own wives out.
Well, the change is as good as the rest, they say.
Yes, there's a few here will be getting a good long rest if they're not careful.
Good evening, Stevens.
Good evening, sir.
Present for your boy, eh?
Yes, sir.
Anything with me, Stevens?
Yes, sir, let it came by hand. Get it, Daisy, will you? Turned out nice again tonight, sir?
Very nice, indeed. Thanks. Show me the engagement book.
Days.
So room 13 is booked, eh?
Yes, sir, by phone for Captain Gray.
Thanks.
That's the boss's father.
Oh, that explains the boss.
Yes.
Where's old Leg?
Just gone.
You're a liar. He'd have passed me if he had.
You've been passed up so often you probably didn't notice. Have you been to your husband's wedding today?
You shut your trap or I'll have you fired out of here.
Who told you? Now listen, kid. I've seen too many blokes go out of your feet for us to be fired by you or by anybody, see?
All right, but where's Leg?
Gone, I tell you, and take my tip, you'll do the same. Mr. Legg said you weren't to be admitted while you were at the Canes.
Oh, he did he? Well, I've left the Canes. So what?
So?
Gee, that's a swell dame.
What do you mean? Don't be so saucy. Go on now, pop off.
And don't you come back here again.
And you can go to... Here. Which wife is she? Past, present, or future?
Past. And she'll soon be due round again. Kid'll have some fun with this, won't he, eh? Making tunnels and things all round the parlour.
Not if you're there, he won't.
Well, Daisy.
Oh, George, put a bottle of wine in number 13, will you?
Legs room?
Yes.
What's he going to do? Drink himself to death?
What, and one bottle of wine?
Ah, but our wine.
It isn't Legs' room tonight. Someone's booked it.
Is that for you, young'un?
Yes, birthday present.
Looks quite realistic, doesn't it?
Yes, you do. Let's have a tunnel.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea. Cool. And here, what about having a level crossing here?
Yes.
Blimey. Another one at it now.
They say there's a kid in every man. Must be twins in you.
I better get on with my work.
Carlton Hotel? Yes, madam. Yes, I will. Thank you.
Is Major Floyd here? I'd like to speak to him.
I'm sorry, madam, but Major Floyd must not be disturbed.
Well, I must see him. Tell him it's Lila, and I've got to speak to him.
But, madam,
Tell him.
Very well. 9 to 2, please.
Hello? Yeah? Well, what do you want? I thought I'd give orders not to be disturbed. I don't care who it is.
I'm very sorry, madam, but Major Floyd will not see you. As a matter of fact, he's on his honeymoon. You understand?
Yes, I understand.
So that explained it. Meeting a boyfriend. Oh, I see about that.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
I'm sorry your room's engaged, sir, but we don't open that room number 13.
That's all right. Has Mr. Gray arrived yet?
Not yet, sir. As a matter of fact, it's him that's booked your room.
What did you give him room 13 for?
Well, he especially asked for it, sir. And he's bringing a lady.
Well, enter the happy bigamist.
What does he want with 2 wives?
Give you 2 guesses.
One's enough for me.
Guesses or wives?
Doing anything later on, guys?
Nothing you'd want to do anyway.
Oh, come off it. Everybody's celebrating tonight. Why not you and me?
Celebrate with you? Why, you'd only be part of tomorrow's headache.
Good evening, Captain. Glad to see you back to the country.
Abroad, Stevens, abroad.
Certain person you know is here.
It would be a very funny club if there wasn't somebody I knew. What's that? No, don't tell me. Let me guess. Somebody's given you a birthday present.
Yes, my nipper. At least it's the other way around, sir.
Does it go?
Well, it is, but it seems there's something gone wrong with it.
Bring fever, I say.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
His own silly fault, sir. He's been messing about with it all the evening. I don't suppose his kid's got a thing he can call his own, poor little mite. Ah, now that's my idea of a man.
Yes, but perhaps you're not his idea of a woman.
Don't know how I'm going to get the innards out of this.
Come here, Loopy. Let me have a try.
Blimey, she's going to mess about with it now.
That's why I've never married. Didn't you hear something?
I didn't hear anything.
Must be something wrong with your ears.
In this job, my gal, if you uses your ears, you're liable to be thrown out on them.
Oh. Hey?
How you, Bill? Fine. Do anything to match it?
Excuse me, sir. Something on your cuff. Is it blood, sir? Anything wrong, Captain?
Nothing that I can tell you about, or that you need remember. Good night, Stephen.
Daisy. Captain Gray hasn't been here tonight.
What's that?
Captain Gray has not been here tonight. You understand?
Oh, from that I gather, Captain Gray has not been here tonight.
And that's all I know.
Uh-huh.
Where's the manual leg?
I can't find him, sir. I rang up his hotel a few minutes ago and a girl called Lila answered and said he was out.
I see. Have they found anything?
We are testing for fingerprints now, sir.
Is he badly hurt?
Someone shot him.
He's not dead. Well, tell me.
Now, pull yourself together, kid. There's the busy. Ask him.
What's happened to Jeff? Where is he?
Who are you?
I'm a friend of his. I want to know.
Well, he was in Charing Cross Hospital when I last saw him.
Is he badly hurt?
The doctor says there's no danger. He'll be all right when he leaves the hospital, but he'll require a little attention. He may be a bit queer after the concussion.
Thanks, John.
I want to ask you a few questions, please. Sit down. What is leg to you, anyway?
It's none of your business.
Well, that's not going to help you. You seem very anxious about him. What are you to him?
Well, I'm his... Nothing. Give me a cigarette, will you?
Certainly. Go on. You tell me the truth, and I'll send you to see him at the hospital.
All right, I will.
That's better.
I'm his wife. He was good to me. It was the old man's idea, his marrying this other girl. There was $1,000 in it for me. I didn't like the idea very much, but he swore to me it was only to get Peter's money, and I believed him. It wasn't true. He's in love with her. Who shot him?
That's what I want to know. Did you?
Me? Oh, no, I haven't seen him. I tried to at the hotel, and then I came around here. I had a feeling he might be here. I saw Peter Kane hanging about, and I dodged him and went home, and I waited there, and I heard nothing more till Stevens rang me.
Peter Kane, eh? Was he at the club?
He was on his way. I saw him twice, and I saw Johnny Gray go in, too. I wouldn't hurt Jeff. I suppose I'm a fool, but I still love him. Let me go to him now, please.
All right. I'll fix it for you. Oh, send that lady to the hospital in my car. If I'm wanted, I'll be at Peter Kane's house.
Yes, sir. Barker suspects Johnny, and if he is allowed to arrest him, Gray will be unable to finish his job.
And if we call Barker off officially, reveal the truth, the gang will take fright and scatter.
Exactly. Now, if we could prove that Gray had spent the evening, let us say, with you at your club,
Impossible. Oh, utterly impossible.
Remember, Gray was to come to you in case of dire necessity.
Now listen, don't tell Claire. Not tonight, anyway. She's had as much as she can bear for one day. If Jeff dies, no matter. But if I get him...
Now listen, Peter, go slow. You were seen in the vicinity, you know. Your position's none too good.
Well, maybe I was waiting there.
What?
Well, maybe I was waiting there. I saw that infernal Lila, too. By the way, she's one of Jeff's women, isn't she?
To be exact, she's his wife.
His wife? Are you sure? That lets Claire out. Thank God for that. Who shot Jeff?
I'm going to pull Johnny for it.
You're going to pull Johnny? Barker, are you mad? Johnny didn't go there. He wasn't near there.
Johnny was there, and what is more, was in the room. Neither the porter nor the desker would talk, but they changed their minds when I took them to the yard. They both saw Johnny coming out of the room immediately after the shooting.
Father, Johnny didn't do this. You've made a mistake, Mr. Barker. Johnny wouldn't shoot a man. He wouldn't.
Miss Kane, would you mind telling me why you left the hotel?
Don't ask her questions now.
I'm afraid I must ask her this one. Why did you leave the hotel?
I'd rather not say.
Was Johnny with you?
No, I haven't seen him all day. There was a maid at the hotel that Johnny knew. He telephoned her to take me away, and she took me to a house in Brockley Road. I told you that, Father.
Is all this necessary?
While I was there, I met someone.
Who?
Well, he particularly asked me to forget his name, and I've forgotten it.
I see.
He was a charming old man, and very interesting. He talked quite a lot.
What did he talk about?
Chickens.
Oh, then you're in very good hands.
Johnny.
Evening, Peter.
Hello, Barker.
Johnny, I'd like to see the right cuff of your shirt.
My cuff?
Yes.
All right.
Either somebody's telling a tall story or you're being clever. I'll see the other one if I may.
Yes, of course they will go in pairs.
Didn't you go home and change tonight?
No.
Your man said you did.
Mere ostentatious pride. He likes people to think I change my clothes a dozen times a day.
Barker, aren't you going a trifle over the odds? You've no right to do this, you know.
Johnny's still unlicensed, you know.
Maybe, but it's the license you're taking I'm complaining about.
I don't want to be unpleasant, but there are certain questions I must ask.
All right, but remember, he's not compelled to answer them.
That's all right, Peter. Barker and I understand each other. Or rather, I understand Barker.
You met Jeff Legg today after the wedding, didn't you?
I met him while he was masquerading as a bridegroom, if that's what you mean.
He calls himself Floyd, but you knew him still.
I did. By the way, you're asking a lot of questions. What exactly are you driving at?
Johnny, where were you tonight?
Somewhere that'll convince even you of my innocence.
Innocence? Innocent of what?
Well, innocent of whatever you suggest I've been doing.
Oh, cut that. Where were you?
Well, actually, I was dining with Sir John Flaherty, the Permanent Under-Secretary of State.
Sir John Flaherty?
Yes, would you like to verify my statement, Copper?
I not only would, but I will. Can I use your telephone, Peter?
Certainly. You'll find it in the hall.
Thanks.
That's quite correct, Inspector. Mr. Gray was dining with me this evening. He only left me a few minutes ago, and I had to come back here. Yes. Good night. Confound Raider.
Well, it's perfectly right. I don't understand it, and it completely stumps me, but it's perfectly right.
So now I suppose you'll be going?
Yes, I suppose I will.
Well, I'll see you out.
Thanks. Good night.
Good night, Copper.
There's so much about you that stumps everyone. I still don't understand.
Don't try. One day I'll tell you why I left the path of virtue.
You're going to be more careful now. I couldn't stand it if they took you away from me.
Don't worry, Claire. They never will.
You know, if you close your eyes, something very nice might happen to you.
What's the matter, Jeff?
Take that muck away and get me a real drink.
But the doctor said...
I don't care what the doctor says. What I see that matters.
All right.
Where's the old man, huh?
He'll be back in a minute. Jeff.
What?
Jeff, that Kane business is washed up, isn't it? I mean, Peter knows about our being married, so you don't have to go on making a play for Claire, do you?
Oh, that's all finished. I'll find some other way of getting even with the respectable Mr. Kane.
I didn't mind so much when you first told me the idea, but when you went away with her, I wouldn't let you do it again, Jeff. Not for 20 grand.
Oh, that was only business, I tell you.
I think you'll need a rest. Why don't we go away, abroad? Huh?
Well, the south of France?
Yes, you can. Monte Carlo.
Yes. Yes, that's an idea. Yes, we will.
It's all very disheartening, Mr. Reader.
Oh, no, it isn't. We now know who the big printer is.
Yes, but knowing who is not enough. We've got to find out where he prints the notes. And we're as far away from that as ever.
Not quite, John. You've done very useful work up to now, and I'm proud of you. Are you willing to go on, to take the last big risk?
You know I am, sir. I've got a personal account to settle with Jeff Legg.
I think you will be able to settle in full, Johnny. I propose to trap him into showing me where they print the notes. The trouble is, I must use you to bait the trap.
Well, here I am, sir.
That's the spirit.
Would you like a drink, sir?
Not before my nightcap, thank you.
Well, when do we go?
Oh, I imagine almost at once. Oh, if you are asked to meet Emmanuel or Jeff Legg, go wherever they suggest. But whatever you do, let me know when and where. Remember, you are the bait in the trap.
Well, I hope they bite, sir. But not too hard.
A sad affair about the Hilo Club, wasn't it?
Oh? What do you know about the Hilo Club,
The results of your last visit there are surely both obvious and, I fear, painful.
What do you mean,
You should have used your head to better purpose. If you had, you would never have rushed off to room 13 on the strength of an obviously forged note, which conveyed the amazing information that Mr. Gray was meeting your wife, second wife, pardon me, at of all places, the Hilo Club. You follow me?
We're way ahead of you, Mr. Smarty. Kane sent that note.
Like father, like son. Mr. Legg, greatly trusting, goes to the same room, expecting to find Mr. Gray there, but for an entirely different purpose.
It was a trap.
A booby trap. And the result we see. Mr. Legg inadvertently shot, to use an American expression, Junior. Deplorable.
Deplorable nothing. He might have been killed.
We owe a lot to Kane, Reader, and we like to pay our debts in full.
An admirable sentiment. And talking of the paying of debts, Mr. Legg, I hear strange rumors of the printing of spurious notes. Slide. Or is it snide? Or in the language of your country, phony.
Yeah, phony.
You're on the wrong track, Reader.
But do you realize the serious nature of the offense of printing snide?
Sure. And to use an English expression, it's not cricket. What's that got to do with us?
Everything, if my information is correct.
You can prove nothing.
Not yet, perhaps. But I have great hopes that my friend Mr. Gray will be able to supply me with the proof.
Gray? Johnny Gray?
Johnny Gray.
Yes, well, he can discover as much as he likes as far as I'm concerned, is he?
That is most kind of you. Good day, Mr. Legg, and Junior, and Mrs. Junior.
So long, Methuselah. Just another rooster gone wrong.
Is that old fool bluffing?
I don't know. But we must certainly let Mr. Gray achieve his ambition and see the factory. Yes. That'll be the last thing he does see.
Squeaky doors, who'll have a squeaky door? Sixpence for the little squeaker. Come on out, won't make to stand up, sit down or lie down. Sixpence for Dumbo the elephant. Look, sixpence for the little squeaker. Who's going to have a squeaky toy? Bump for you, sir. A squeaky toy, sir? Never mind the gun, Leg. Too public. Wouldn't suit your technique.
Oh, it's you.
Yes, who'd you think it was? Don't recognise your old pals, eh? Well, you'll be passing a spit one of these days without touching your left to him. Sixpence, that one, sir. And those, all sixpence, whichever one you like, sir. How about this one, sir? All blue. Lovely one, that one, sir.
What do you want?
Just want to see you, that's all. I've been waiting to see you, Lee. Waiting for that 1,000 you did me out of.
You can't put the black on me. I think it would be safer back in stir. That card job ought to get you a pretty good stretch, eh?
You'd squeal on me, would you?
If you don't keep out of my way, that's sure. And the old woman said if you come home boozed again, I'll knock your brains out.
Oh, I wondered how you got that way.
Well, you see... What? Stevens, no interruptions, Matt, you understand?
Yes, sir. I've told the members that all the rooms are engaged.
Good.
Have you made all the arrangements, Fernando?
All, Mr. Legg.
And the wine?
Everything is you ordered, sir.
Well, did they fall for your story yet?
They lapped it up. Kane and Gray, they wanted to come here tonight. Think I'm going to help them out over Claire, see?
We shall require the special brandy tonight, Fernando.
I understand, boss.
A drop of good stuff, Kane. You'll like it.
I'll risk it if you do.
Oh, yes, I'll have some. That should satisfy you.
Where'd you get this little plaything, Legg?
A curio. I bought it at a government auction. It was used in the old prisons. What they called a spring jack.
You mean you brought it back from one of your vacations?
Oh, no, it was before my time.
Well, don't let Jeff have it. He might get rough.
We've had a very pleasant dinner.
To my surprise.
Get on the brass tacks.
Well, you two want to get the girl free without a lot of talk, and we don't want to shout the odds either.
What's your proposal?
Now listen, Kane. I want to get away and take my boy with me. His nerves have been a little upset since the accident. Here's mud in your eye.
I guess I'm a bit overcome.
You had the same brandy, Kane, but not the same glasses.
He wanted to see the printing works.
All right. We'll take him to Clun Jail and he'll see him. Down the fire escape with him and into the car.
Marks, you'll stop at the Kane's house on the way. I've got an engagement with my wife, but she doesn't know it.
Never been in stir. Kane, I'll give you a taste of it.
Bert, turn on the radio, will you? Oh, I have got the jitters tonight. And no chamber music.
Okay.
Will you show me to room 13, my good man?
There's a private party in room 13, sir.
That's the trouble, I'm afraid. It was too private. Come along, conduct me to room 13.
But if you don't mind, sir, I'd rather...
Who is the old cock?
Cripes, it's old leg. Not quite so fast, my good man. Not quite so fast.
I'd better go for a doctor.
He's as dead as any doctor can make him. Dear, dear. A sad end to a sadder career. Death was instantaneous and caused by what the police witnesses term a blunt instrument. Did you bear the late lamented any grudge?
Me, sir? I loved him as if he was my own father.
Very touching. Two of the party drank a toast alone. Rather unsociable of the other two, wasn't it, Stevens?
Anything you say, Governor? Shall I phone for the police now, eh?
All in good time, my dear man. Our friend Mr. Fenner has left his card. That should be Mr. Barker. Open the door.
The devil's good luck, sir. We get stuck in a traffic block and... Hello, what's this?
Oh, merely the late Mr. Legg. Quite unimportant. But you lost the car.
Yes, but we're bound to get news of them sometime.
But the delay. I fear for Captain Gray's safety. Here, hold this. It may prove to be Exhibit A. Move this table back a moment. Oh, well done, Johnny. Quite a crossword problem. A word of unknown length, ending in A-I-L. Ale. Does that convey anything to you?
Not a thing, sir.
Ever seen this little plaything before?
Some sort of curio, sir. It's been around the club for days.
Yeah.
Why, it's one of the truncheons used in prisons 15 years ago. They've got a different pattern now.
Mark that Exhibit B. It may have been handled by a gentleman named Fenner. Yes. Prison. I wonder. Jail. Now, what prisons have been sold during the last 15 years?
Well, St. Albans and one at Barnsley.
Too long.
Oh, there's a little place called Clun. Oh, and one at Stroud some time back.
Clun. It fits perfectly. what can you tell me of Plum Prison?
Oh, I think it's used for printing newspapers. Some sort of religious people, I believe.
Yes. The wages of sin.
That's it.
We've got them. Is the car still below?
It's standing by, sir.
Take charge of Mr. Stephen and put him where he can't squeal.
You can't put me away. You've got nothing on me.
Come on.
Well, this is an honor. Mr. Jeff Legg's own personal yes-man to wait on me.
Well, we've aroused no suspicion locally. They think we're printing this. Circulation's gone up, too.
The circulation this is worrying me. It's getting too hot. We've got to get out.
When do we start?
Oh, we've got to get rid of Gray first. Then we'll clear, you see.
And the girl?
Oh, she's coming with us. And she doesn't know, but after all, the wife's place is with her husband, isn't it?
Does she know anything?
Yes, quite a lot. But, when I've got her, I can shut her mouth.
Well, you know best. I hope.
Unlock the door.
Right, sir.
Okay. You're going to spend the night in the condemned cell. There'll be ghosts to keep you company.
They'll be less repulsive than you.
Jeff? Jeff! Someone to see you.
Who is it?
Lila.
Well, what do you want?
Listen, I want to talk to you. Someone's got your father. He's dead. I've just seen him. And Rita's on his way here now. Get away while you can, Jeff.
Is this your doing?
You rat. I've risked everything to come here and warn you.
Well, you can clear out, you see.
No, I'll stay with you, Jeff.
I don't want you to stay with me. You can clear out.
All right, you dirty double-crosser. You asked for it, and now you're going to get it. I've wanted to get out of this rotten racket for years, but I only stayed because I wouldn't run out on you. But now I'm leaving, and you can take what's coming to you alone. There's not a dock rat here that wouldn't sell you right and left to save his own skin, and if the police pick me up, you needn't expect me to be any better. Goodbye, and to hell with you.
Moving, boys!
What's the matter?
We're clearing out tonight. The police are on the way.
What do you do with the car?
Turn the engravings. Now, you've got your money, you've got your passports. Now, it's every man for himself. Go on, get going.
Bring your own plates, boys. Hold these plates here.
Get Johnny Gray down to the White Cell.
What? You mean...
You heard me.
Send your plainclothes men down that side. And your police round the back.
Yes. What about you?
Oh, as usual, I will keep watch at a safe distance.
Thanks, Mr. Reader.
It went off by accident. I never did understand these things. He's the best assistant I ever had.
You mean you deliberately sent Johnny to prison?
I mean, he pestered me for a job in the special branch and got it. Well, did it come up to your expectations?
It did, sir. More than somewhat.
I said you weren't clever enough to be a crook.
By the way, sir, have you got a match? I used all mine at the club.
Yes, and to greater advantage.
Yes, sir, it was touch and go. Did you pick up Old Leg all right?
No, someone saved me the trouble.
Well, that lets me out. Claire, how about a little holiday, but this time not in Devonshire?